As the CEO of the company, I actually am going to do a job interview today, and it's going to be very interesting. I have to interview Kevin today, and I am going to interview him and ask him a bunch of serious questions. Oh man, I gotta prepare for this job interview, man. I know my tie's a little crappy, but I have to prepare for this job interview. I don't wanna give him a bad impression of me. So let me fix my tie real quick. I don't wanna get in trouble for this. I prepare for my job interview, because otherwise I can't get the job. So let me fix this up a little bit. All right. Woo. All right. We're done. It's good. Whew. Hope he hires me. I can't get a suit and I didn't have a suit and a tie, but I have a tie at least. With this shirt, with this sweater, so it should be good. I hope he hires me, man. Boy, my hair's messed up. Oh, boy. All right, I'm ready for this. Hello, Kevin. Nice to meet you. How are you today? I am going to ask you a series of questions, and I hope you are ready. So, question number 1. What makes you fit well with this company? Yes? Yeah, so I'm applying for that job for the MSP called Kevtech Corporation. And I'm trying to learn new technologies and new skills. And you could see in my resume that I have the qualifications for it. I don't have experience, but I did take courses on Udemy and a few other platforms like I see Pro TV, and I made my own server. I know how to set it up, and I also set up Active Directory. So you know that's the reason why I'm applying for this job. So I think I have enough experience for that. So that's pretty much it. I see. All right. This is a tough question right here. I looked at your resume, and you have a lot of experience based on the courses you have taken. Tell me. I see your resume. I'm looking at your resume right now. Tell me, if you were to be a program for Windows 10, what kind of program would you be, if that makes sense? Yeah, if I had to pick what program I would be, it would probably be Task Manager, I guess, because I'm able to end processes and I'm able to end programs that are not working, and then they're able to reopen again, if that's your question. See, you picked Task Manager. Okay, that's a really good answer. I like your answer. So as you can see on my in my job posting, by the way, my name is Tim. By the way, in my job posting, I actually am looking for an intern to do desktop support. Obviously, it's not paid, but it will get you a lot of experience. And on top of that, you have to have 5 years of job experience. So you cannot get this job unless you have 5 years of job experience. And I am looking at your resume, and I don't see any job experience at all. I just see a bunch of courses and some training. Unfortunately, I cannot hire you because of that. You have no experience at all. You need experience if you want to be an intern. Thank you for joining me with my live Zoom meeting, but I cannot hire you, and I hope you have a good day. What? What the hell? You guys like that skit? I'm just like messing around, you know, the skits and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm gonna go over my questions. So I officially hit 7,000 subscribers, and I said I was gonna do a Q&A, questions and answers. So I said leave a comment down below on the Discord channel or on the YouTube community channel. And if you're not on Discord, you're missing out, man, because we're doing a lot of free stuff in there, by the way, and free training too. So just letting you know. Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. We hit 7,000. Let's see what happens next. And let me answer some of these questions. The questions are Q&A questions, and this is basically what I'm doing today. So all the questions were asked here, and I'm going to go over the ones from the YouTube community and also the ones from Discord. So let's see my questions. Give me a second. Just bear with me. All right. El Genrico, I guess. Guide us through a day in a life of a first level helpdesk person. So the things what are the most common tickets that pop up on a daily basis? What skills do you need to get to be promoted into second level or whatever next position it is? Usually that is like Helpdesk. Helpdesk typically is password reset, account lockout. They won't give you access to certain things like Exchange 365. You probably won't have access to Citrix. You probably won't have access to ZenApp Server. You probably won't have access to certain applications that the company uses. So, what should you do? Well, to answer your common tickets, usually account lockout and password reset. Those are your level 1 tickets. For level 2, you need to understand and learn Exchange 365. I recommend going to Indeed or Dice or any of these websites and just put tier 2 support or level 2 support and see what applications they're asking you to learn for that level 2 support position. As for me, I am a level 2 support position, as if some of you don't know that, but I am senior help desk. I'm considered a level 2. I'm like level 2 junior admin help desk senior desktop support. That's my position, if that makes sense. To answer that question. So that's basically what it is. You want to get familiarized with the technology and what you should be learning, what you should know, if that makes sense. All right. So can you show how to convert a Python script program into a real program? DYXZ. I do not know. I don't do programming. If you think I do programming, I don't know what to say about that. I don't do programming, but I could try to learn that. I could probably make a video on that. That'd be interesting. All right. LRE Tubbs. I am studying for A+. Also, your videos have been very helpful. After I get my A+, what certificates do I get next? It depends what you're doing now. If you have a full-time job, then you focus on the next certification for the career path you want to create. My advice varies on person to person. It depends what you want to do in your career. So if you already have your A+, you're trying to get your A+, I need to know whether or not you're working or not. If you do have an A+ and you're working already, focus on something else. Like, don't get Network Plus. Like, focus on our career path that you want to take. So you want to be a sysadmin, I recommend the Microsoft Azure. If you're trying to be a network admin, go into CCNA. If you want to be an architect expert on cloud computing, I would get some AWS certifications or Microsoft certifications, Azure certifications. So it really depends what you're trying to do. So I can't really answer that question in depth, but that's pretty much what it is. It depends what you want to do, what you want to learn. Because what I learn, what I do is stuff that I like. You got to do something you like. Figure out a career path, figure out what you want to do next after you get the A+, and focus on getting a job too. Like, if you don't have a job, and if you're studying the A+, obviously that means that you should get the job first, and then after that, see what you want to learn and build a career path based on that, if that makes sense. All right? Lisa Walker. What were your main duties when you worked for a school district? So I have a video on that. I was a field technician. I was doing hardware repair and software repair on computers, Windows 7. I worked with the old white MacBook Airs. I worked with Google Chromebooks. I had to set them up and put them on the domain controller using a special permission sign-in, stuff like that. I did iMac repair. I did printer repair. It's mostly a hardware and a little bit of software, if that makes sense. All right, let's get out of this. Let me go to my next tab. Sorry, give me a second. I'm looking at all the questions. I got asked a lot of questions, actually. Okay. Thank you. Well done. Thank you. Congratulations. Get it, bro. Congrats. Okay, so this is a good question, actually. I can root to. I'm terrible in answers. Sorry, guys. Tucson. I don't have experience in IT, but I'd love to be a network engineer. Where can I start? So this question, I get asked this question a lot, like all the time. Typically, people would tell you if they give you like advice, like, go get the CCNA, and I disagree with that. Why? Because when you're new to IT, CCNA gets very complicated. So I recommend getting CompTIA A+ or learning CompTIA A+, like material, if that makes sense. And after that, try to get a first job in desktop support or IT support, and then after that, move over to network admin. I have friends that done that. I'm not even joking about that. So seriously, they got their first job, desktop support, IT support. Then after that, they moved straight over to Azure, to AWS, to cybersecurity, to network admin. So focus on getting your first job. After you get your first job, then you could go into CCNA and then move over to network admin. Hopefully that answers your question. It's kind of hard for you to get a job as a network admin if you have no experience. Just being honest with you. Maybe you'll get lucky, maybe not. It depends on the company. It depends on the manager likes you. Some companies will hire you if you have nothing. Depends how you do your interview too. It depends on your resume. It depends on a lot of different things. But for the most part, if you have nothing at all, then they're gonna hire you on the spot with a network admin position, because that's a really big position to fill, if that makes sense. And you don't even know how to do it, so it's gonna be kind of hard for you to try to get a job at and doing something that you don't know. Okay. All right. Let me see the next question. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. What should be considered a decent salary in New York, Nashville, Massachusetts? My reaction, Wells. My reaction, Wells. He's a cool guy. It depends where you live. You have to check the cost of living. Check Glassdoor. Check the cost of living, and then based on that, you know, you could go from there. If that makes sense. So a decent salary would be the cost of living. They have to pay you the right amount. That's the cost of living of that state, of that city. Because I always tell people that I make 6 figures or whatever, and they're gonna pay you way less in another state because the cost of living is low in that place versus New York, where the cost of living is extremely high. Because I'm from New York. I live in New York, by the way. It's very high over here, so you're gonna give you more money here. But you know, to answer your question, it depends where you live, the cost of living. Go to Glassdoor. Go to these websites and check to see what the pay is, if that makes sense. All right. This is from John. Kevtech to you. I just started preparing to take my A+. Besides your excellent channel, thank you, Mike. My channel's okay. What study aids would I use? I would recommend just started preparing to take. So if you're preparing for the A+, I always recommend Professor Messer. He is absolutely free. He is free, by the way. You go to YouTube, you can just literally type Professor Messer, it'll come up, and he teaches a lot of free content for CompTIA A+, Network Plus. He's doing Security Plus as well, and a few other things. So he's absolutely free. Go check him out. I recommend him 110%. That's what I used to pass the A+ when I took the A+ a long time ago. So, okay, cool. Next question. If a job listing has 10 things on it I love this question. Thank you, Shane, for asking this question. If a job listing has 10 things on it that it says you need to know, but you only know 6 or 7 of these things, do you think it's worth applying, or should you only be applying to jobs that are you very comfortable with all the required tasks? To answer this question, I don't think like when they have the job requirements, it's just a wish list. You're not gonna know everything in the job. When they have all these check marks, you're not gonna know everything in the job. So it's just a wish list. At least know a couple of them, just so you could be able to defend yourself on a job interview. The other stuff, you'll learn it once you get the job. They will train you on this. It's not that they're going to train you. They're going to just throw you, unleash you on the dogs, you know. They're going to train you. So learn a couple of the requirements, not all of it, because you're not going to learn everything. Nobody knows everything, if that makes sense. So learn the ones that they're asking for, not all of them. And then the rest of it, you'll learn it as you get the job. They'll train you on that, if that makes sense. Hopefully that answers your question. Neil. Is information systems a good degree to have? If it's a good degree to have, it'll help you get a job in IT. Also, people that they're like, oh, you know, a degree is worthless, blah blah blah. If you're gonna get into management, you need to have a degree. By the way, it's kind of hard for you to get into management if you don't have a degree. You have to have some sort of IT degree if you're trying to get into management. Either that, or some companies may not require it. My companies might hire you because of IT experience in general. So, for the most part, you might have to have a degree for that if you're trying to get into management. There are more than one ways to get a job in IT. So, anyway, UCEF, can't even pronounce your name. I'm sorry. What are the pros and cons of your profession? The pros of my job is I have a flexible schedule. I work typical 8 to 5 job, and I'm good after that, and I have time to spend with my mom, my dad, my family, blah blah blah. So it's basically that. That's basically, to be honest with you, that's what it is. Like I have time to spend with my family. I have time to work out. I have time to make YouTube video content and stuff like that. And the cons of my profession is that sometimes, not to sound like I know everything or like I'm perfect. Sometimes when you do a really good job in customer service, they specifically want you to be there for everything, or they specifically call you after hours and expect you to respond to them. and they expect you to respond 24/7, like the user or the client. So that's the issue I have sometimes, and I have to tell them that I work a certain hour. I don't work 24 hours. I work a certain hour, if that makes sense. What motivates you? I work out. I always work out. That keeps me motivated. I work out, and YouTube community as a whole motivates me as well. Discord people, not Discord people, but people in Discord motivate me as well. With all the content I make on YouTube, and that motivates me a lot, actually. People push me, like YouTube content creators push me, like Danish, IT career questions, and a few other YouTubers push me to make content and to stay motivated in IT, and also an IT YouTube channel, my IT YouTube channel as well. Do you have any hobbies? I play a lot of video games. I'm a really big video game guy. I love playing my video games. I love playing Counter-Strike Source. I have Steam installed on my computer. I play a lot of games online. I have games pre-installed on the computer already that I play with as well. That I install it with a CD, the CD, DVD, old school. I do play console games like Nintendo 64, Sega Dreamcast, PS1, PS2, and I still have those and they still work. I hope that answers your question. But I like playing video games and I like working out. Those are the two things I like to do, and I feel better when I work out. I'm like less stressed out at my job, and I'm less stressed out just in general as a person. I just feel better. Like the stress goes away when I do that. So hopefully that answers your question. Abdul, hey Abdul, what's up? Abdul, hey, I hope you're doing good, man. What has been your biggest challenge in life, and how did you overcome? My biggest challenge in life was, a lot of people don't know this. Maybe you might not know this. Maybe you do know this. My biggest challenge in life was when I had to lose weight. I had to lose weight. So I was almost 200 pounds, and I lost 45 pounds in 5 months. And I'll put a picture over here somewhere. I used to be really fat. I was fat my whole life, and then all of a sudden I lost all that weight. So that was like the biggest challenge for me. I would literally wake up at 1 in the morning to work out because I didn't want anyone to see me when I worked out, because I didn't want anyone to see how my body looked. I didn't want anyone to see how I looked in general. So I would do it at 1 in the morning because no one would be there at 1 in the morning, if that makes sense. So I would literally work out at that time, and I was doing it every day for 5 months in a row, and then I lost 45 pounds in 5 months. So that's basically what happened to me. That was like my biggest challenge. And it's not IT, but it's health related, How is the pandemic situation in New York? They are opening and slowly having better control of things now that I saw. Are you still working remotely? Yes, I am still working remotely, if that answers your question, Isaac. I am working remotely. All right, so those are all the questions on YouTube. Let me go on Discord now. I have a lot of questions on Discord too, by the way. So obviously I'm gonna, because I have a Discord too, and I'm gonna go over that too. So let's go over Discord real quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna start from the beginning because I have a lot of questions on Discord. Let's see. How do you think companies will handle candidates willing to relocate during the pandemic? How do you think Shaq? I'm gonna say Shaq, like a basketball player. How do you think companies will handle candidates willing to relocate during the pandemic? I think everyone's gonna be working from home. I don't think no one's gonna go back in the office until probably next year, to be honest with you. At this point, that's what it feels like. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. Can you make a video on what the day looks like for tier 2 support? And I said I was gonna make a video on that, so don't worry about that. It's a good question. Please include steps to identify. Gene24 asked me about to make a day in my life or whatever. I'll make a video on that at some point. Pramod Kumar. Please include steps to identify spam and phishing emails. Typically for us, we have a department that handles that. So we look at the email, we look at the header of the email, and then we send it over to cybersecurity, and then we have a proof point, and we go into proof point, and we just block the user or whoever it is, and we block by IP address. So that's basically what we do. Obviously, we don't delete we don't click anything on the email. We just send it over to cybersecurity, and then they handle it. If that makes sense. Hopefully, that answers your question. Time management would be helpful. Can you make a video on time management? I need to go. I didn't make a video on that. Let's see. Look at the questions. Look at the questions. Look at the questions. Jonathan F. How often do you use Linux as tier 1 help desk? That's a good question. We don't really use Linux in my job. The majority is Windows operating system. It's like 80% Windows and like 90% Windows, and 10% will be Mac and Linux. I had a user that I needed to help him with setting up Citrix receiver and remote desktop on his computer, and he had Linux, and we ran a few. We had a few curveballs here and there, but we managed to get it up and running. So hopefully that answers your question, Jonathan. Haifa, what's your favorite genre of books, and what's your favorite book? Believe it or not, I'm not really a big fan of reading books. I do have books I like to read though. There are books I like to read. For example, I was reading the CompTIA Plus book. I like that book. I like the Network Plus book. I like To Kill a Mockingbird. I like some books from Stephen King. I actually read stuff. I actually read stuff from Edgar Allan Poe. I read stuff from Macbeth, and a few other books as well. My favorite book actually is it's a kid's book. It's called I Like You Forever, I Like You For Always. And I'll put a picture of the book here somewhere. You guys could watch. You guys could read that book. The book is a sad book, but it's a funny. It's not funny. Sorry, it's a sad book, but it's a good book at the same time. And emotionally, it grabs me. That book, you know, it's a book that I used to read when I was a little kid. Okay, so the Big Bear 9. Do you believe pineapple belongs in pizza? Let me think about that. I say it depends on the person. Some people are going to say no, some people are going to say yes. I have never had pineapple on pizza before, to be honest with you. That question, I don't want to say yes or no, but I never had that before. I should try that at some point. I should make a video on me trying that. Hope that answers your question. Haifa again. If you had to be a PC part, which software would you choose to be? And which hardware would you choose to be? PC software, I already answered that in this video. Task Manager. Which hardware would you choose to be? I'll probably be memory. Why? Because I get to control the processes that are running. So the more memory, I'll be memory because I control whatever applications are open, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. Jonathan F. Are you required to supply your own computer for an IT job, or you be issued a company one? I think this would vary. That's a good question. So yeah, if you're a consultant, they'll give you a Citrix desktop or a virtual desktop. If you're a regular user, a regular client, they'll give you a company laptop with VPN installed on it already. All you gotta do is just log into it, and you're good to go. Hopefully that answers your question. Obviously, it has two-factor authentication for Citrix or for a remote desktop. Same goes for the laptop. You know, there's two-factor authentication. Let's see. Ronald, will the Network Plus get me a job or the A+? I have no IT experience, Helpdesk or entry level. Usually for Helpdesk, you want to do A+. You can do Network Plus, either one works for you. I recommend getting CompTIA A+, and I recommend making your own lab at home by installing VirtualBox, by installing a server and Windows 10 on a VirtualBox, and you basically build your skills on that, and then you add that to your resume. Obviously, you don't put I install it on VirtualBox. You put something that is IT keyword on the resume to make you stand out as a person, if that makes sense. And I have a bunch of videos on that. I'll put it here somewhere on my video on this video. Let's see. Any more questions? That's it. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's all the questions for today. Oh my God, I'm sorry guys, it's such a long video. Thank you guys for following me. Thank you guys for watching my videos. I love you guys. You know, bottom of my heart, seriously, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching my content. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day, and join us on Discord, because we do training on Discord. So join us on Discord, and I'll be around on Discord if you need me. I try to be as active as I can. I'm kind of busy sometimes here and there, but I'll try to be as active as I can. All right. I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you guys have a great Saturday. Take care. Peace. Later.